Hi there, this is Philip again with my midterm Visual Basic Programming Challenge. Essentially for this program we were asked to develop a shopping cart system in which users could add and remove items from the shopping cart. And then of course the application would calculate the total with tax, shipping, and then of course the final total. That being said, let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at the code. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at as far as the code is concerned is basically my module class, which basically contains all the information and a function required to get the total. As you can see, I have two arrays set up to hold the book names, and then of course just a couple of variables set to hold the prices for each of those books, and then of course a variable for the total. The reason I chose to go with arrays for the book names was simply because I felt like I needed just a little bit more practice after I finished with Chapter 8 with those. So I wanted to kind of work these into this midterm challenge as well. So starting out with the main activity, which is called shopping cart. As you can see, I basically have the program set to get the total and kind of center itself into the screen. When the shopping cart activity is activated, it's going to, of course, update all of the information on the page. If you click the menu button for About, it's going to display a menu about how to utilize the program. The Remove button required quite an extensive decision structure in order to update the basket as items were removed, so on and so forth. So it does run for a couple of lines. The reset button is of course going to clear out everything and reset it. The print books button underneath the menu is of course going to take us to a new form. Same deal with the audio click, and then of course the exit button is going to close out the program entirely. So let's go ahead and take a look at the program in action. Almost forgot. For the print books and the audio books, it's essentially the same code. They're very similar. But basically I populate a list box with the different titles. If a certain title is selected, then it knows to add it to the shopping cart, and then of course that price is added to the total. And then of course when you hit the close button, it's going to take you back to the main activity shopping cart. Okay, so right now we have no products selected. Very quickly, let me demonstrate the About button. It's basically just telling you how to use the program. All right, so let's say we want to add a couple of products. So to show that the program does indeed calculate everything out correctly, I'm just going to add a single book, and then we'll look at adding more than a single book. All right, so if you select this item and you remove it, everything updates back to 0. So let's go ahead and add several books. Let's say that we need a couple of copies of this one. All right, so as you can see, it's going to calculate out that total. Let's say that we decided we didn't want a couple of copies. So we're going to remove those. Of course, the price updates. Same deal with audiobooks. We'll add in one of everything. We'll close it out. And as you can see, everything has been added into the list. If we remove everything, you can see that the totals are going to react. Until we're back to 0. The last thing to test, let's add a product and test the reset button, which sets everything to clear. And then if we click exit, the program closes. So I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at my midterm project. I know I certainly enjoyed working my way through it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.